Many fans say that he isn't Manchester United quality, but maybe it's time to put some respect on Scott McTominay's name. Apart from his potential to be a decent midfielder, McTominay's lifestyle is not what you might have imagined it to be. From his early days in Lancaster to a crazy 14-inch growth spurt, a glamorous relationship, weird hobbies, expensive properties, and even some controversies, we'll get into all of it. Scott Francis McTominay was born on 8th of December 1996 in Lancaster, England. To a Scottish father and an English mother, he grew up with a sister in a middle-class family with some strong football connections, so it was easy to develop a passion for the sport as a child. McTominay joined Manchester United's Development Centre in Preston when he was only 5 years old and progressed through the youth ranks before signing his first potential contract in July 2013 at the age of 16. But it wasn't all smooth sailing for the young Scot. McTominay had a small stature and constitutional delay in growth, which meant that things didn't come as easy as they did for his peers, but interestingly, the Scot grew 14 inches within 2 years. Initially deployed as a striker, he was converted to a center midfielder and had to adapt to both his new body and position. McTominay made his Premier League debut on May 7, 2017, coming on as a substitute against Arsenal, and since then he has made over 200 appearances for the Red Devils, scoring 25 goals at the time of this recording. Standing at around 6'4", the Scot has the physical presence, aerial strength, and work rate, but falls short when it comes to passing accuracy and decision-making, especially when under pressure or in tight spaces. Although United's former manager Jose Mourinho wasn't the most caring in terms of relying on academy players, he saw something in McTominay and promoted him to the first team back in 2017. Mourinho loved McTominay so much that he gave him an impromptu prize at the club's Player of the Season awards ceremony. The succeeding manager, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, also valued the midfielder, but not Erik ten Hag in recent times. Ironically, the highly derided midfield partnership between McTominay and Fred helped United to a top 3 finish in 2 consecutive seasons, something that hadn't happened since Alex Ferguson retired. However, Erik ten Hag was willing to offload the midfielder last summer, but only West Ham showed any real interest, and they offered just £30 million, about $10 million shy of United's asking price. But at the moment, it appears that ten Hag is willing to embrace the Scots' qualities and make the most of it after the defender put in some impressive performances in the last couple of months, his match-winning heroics against Chelsea being a case in point. Meanwhile, things are a little different when McTominay plays for Scotland. You see, McTominay chose to represent Scotland in 2018, his country of descent rather than England, where he was born, and he has been way more prolific, playing as an advanced midfielder for the Scottish national team. McTominay scored 7 goals for his country this year and ended the Euro 2024 qualifying phase as Scotland's highest goal scorer. But we ain't really here to talk about what happens on the pitch, so let's get into his personal life a bit more. The 26-year-old is currently dating Cam Redding, who is a director of Fortress Capital, an asset management firm. We've seen exotic photos of the couple from destinations all over the world, including the French Riviera Resort, a romantic getaway in Greece, and holiday trips to the Maldives. Cam Redding often flaunts her amazing physique to her thousands of followers on Instagram. But for McTominay, when he's not hitting the gym or doing recovery sessions, you may find him playing checkers or watching a movie series with his partner, as he said in one of his Q&As. But it doesn't stop at that, because the Scot always loves golf and likes playing Cluedo, a bit of articulate, blackjack, and Uno. The midfielder says he loves going to the Hale Country Club quite a lot during his free time, or when he wants to chill out after some football. Now that we know a bit more about the player, let's explore some of his expensive properties. Just how does Scott McTominay spend his money? We know that although he's a bit outgoing, he loves to maintain a private life, which is why we don't know much about his mansion, which is close to United's training facility in Manchester. But what we do know is that he has an amazing collection of cars, which include a Mercedes, Bentley, and a fully customized Range Rover Sports Edition. Let's now get into the specifics of the vehicles in his car collection. Leading the pack is the Mercedes-Benz C63 AMG. This sleek powerhouse is equipped with a 4.0-liter twin turbocharged V8 engine, delivering a staggering 503 horsepower and 650 Nm of torque, blending luxury and performance seamlessly. The C63 offers an acceleration from 0 to 60 miles per hour in less than 40 seconds and is valued at over $80,000. We've seen him drive the vehicle a couple of times to Manchester United's Carrington complex, but there are other high-performance variants to talk about. Another classy vehicle in McTominay's collection is the Mercedes-AMG GT63 sedan. Although sharing some roots with the E-Class wagon, the GT63 has a sporty handling, particularly noticeable in its more aggressive models. Powered by a robust 4.0-liter V8, the GT63 produces 575 horsepower. To add to that, McTominay has a Land Rover Range Rover Sport that stands out because of its off-road capability, luxury, and elite status, offering a trio of powertrains including a hybrid inline-six, a plug-in hybrid inline-six, and a potent twin-turbo V8. The Range Rover Sport provides a diverse range of choices to suit various preferences. It has a sophisticated cabin, upscale amenities, and desirable tech features. McTominay is also a sucker for Adidas sneakers and claims to have close to 100 of them in his closet. At this point, you might be wondering how much the Scot actually makes, seeing that he spends quite a lot on luxury. Scott McTominay's net worth is over $20 million, to the best of our knowledge. Of course, the primary source comes from his salary at United, followed by his endorsements with mega brands like Adidas. McTominay earns £60,000 weekly, which adds up to a little over £3 million a year. During his early days at the club, McTominay was earning a measly £20,000 a week before he received a contract upgrade a couple of years ago. He's a long shot from being one of the highest earners at Manchester United, but you could tell that the midfielder makes enough money to lead a comfortable life. And to his credit, he does quite a number of philanthropic activities. McTominay doesn't hesitate to help the less privileged at any chance he gets. We know that he is part of the Heads Together campaign, a non-profit organization focused on changing the conversation on mental health. The organization literally wants to help people feel a bit more comfortable with their everyday mental well-being. We've also seen the midfielder team up with other people to raise money for charity, and this is just a handful of what goes on behind the camera. Unfortunately, McTominay has found himself in a number of controversies. The Scot has been criticized a lot because of his relative lack of technical skills, and even his passion and work rate have not saved him from the wrath of fans who feel like he just isn't good enough for the team. But you get the feeling that some of his recent match-winning performances might change that narrative just a little bit. McTominay has admitted that United's dressing room has been toxic at times, particularly under former managers, but has reiterated that the players are firmly behind Erik ten Hag despite the Red Devils' poor run of results. But not too long ago, McTominay was blasted by animal rights charities after he was caught playing tug-of-war with a tiger on a visit to a private exotic farm while on holiday in Dubai. His actions drew widespread criticism from charities. World Animal Protection's Catherine Wise said that it was disappointing and that those incredible animals are not meant to be commodities to gain likes on social media. Other animal rights activists said that wild animals faced a lifetime of suffering for the enjoyment of tourists and were meant to be in the wild rather than being exploited. No doubt, Scott McTominay must have learned from this experience. With Erik ten Hag still not able to get the right formula in the midfield, what are your thoughts about Scott McTominay's role in the team?